This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video, March 27th.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-8444-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
The following episode contains themes that may be distressing to some audiences. See our show notes for a full list of content warnings as well as links to transcripts. Magnus of Chartrulean. Episode 12, Sanctuary.
Gentlemen, we've been at this for days now. Surely you don't need to go through everything again so thoroughly.
Until we finalize the agreement, we are in the den of the enemy. We owe it to our people to be diligent.
This here is a problem.
Where?
We requested an adjustment, but I don't see it reflected
Yes,
here.
I don't see it either.
No, it's not
We're
real.
going to have to make further adjustments.
Diplomatic immunity is a bitch.
Your Highness, when do we go to your temple? Sidar will not last.
How about a quick recess?
Yes, let's do that.
You seem tense today.
Tense. Of course I'm tense. I have the row here, I have Josquin downstairs, an obstinate daughter, and a son who sympathizes with the man who wants to usurp.
He's a little more than sympathetic.
I really don't want to think about it.
And they do say keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Even that must have its limits. Now, where's my flask?
Not so fast.
Fiend!
Your daughter wants us to drink less.
Who does she think she is? The Queen?
I wonder who put that idea in her
I
head.
have no idea. Give me that.
Where are you going?
I'm going to cry into this flask.
Well, don't let a single drop go to waste. I hear Starbringer tears are worth a fortune in the back alley market.
There will be no short supply if this continues, I'll tell you that.
King Starbringer, Chamberlain. We got a reply from Maldoro.
And?
Yes. As a show of unity.
That's wonderfully terrible news.
Are you really going to let this happen? Wouldn't it be easier to fake a ceremony here?
Who has the energy for that?
I know some wonderful actors.
I'm sure you do. Who am I to deny a dying man his final wish?
Once again, you are projecting.
I don't care. Whatever may come of their meeting, bring it on. I'm feeling combative.
I, however, am tiring. Fantastic timing. Ah, Pytra.
Oh.
What a surprise.
I'm shocked you answered. You must be very busy.
I will always make time for you, my dear.
I'm flattered.
Now, what can I do for you? I just have a moment.
Well, I was hoping you could help me follow up with Chartrulean regarding the tour of Astreus. I'm really curious about the gardens.
Right, yes, about that. I don't think the timing is very good.
Dash.
How about I see what I can do and get back to you? But just keep your expectations low.
That would be ideal. Thank you.
Pleasure. Gotta run.
Chamberlain Yoba.
Have you found anything on Pytra?
Still working on the full report.
I'm getting impatient. What can you share?
Nothing directly incriminating. But her products have been linked to smugglers who have been handing out food in some of the poorer districts.
I see.
Speaking of which, what do we do about the smugglers?
Do not disrupt the distribution of food and supplies. If anything, assist discreetly. Just keep your eye on those doing the smuggling.
Understood.
What have your eyes and ears been able to find out about the supply chain?
It's too soon to say.
That is not an acceptable answer. You've had plenty of time.
We have reason to believe that Maldoro is manufacturing scarcity. It's created problems with all the purveyors. Entire distribution centers. All just sitting there, rotting.
Then buy whatever's unspoken for and hand it out freely.
That's what's troubling. It's already been bought.
By whom?
By House Starbringer.
At whose request?
The Prince.
Can this day get any worse?
A procession wound its way through the temple agora. Saidar was laid across the top of a narrow stone slab and carried into the chamber of rest by 6 acolytes in dark green robes. They descended into a shallow pool of water and placed the slab on top of a pedestal. Only Saidar's face was left above the water. His breathing was increasingly labored as he neared his final breath. He didn't even twitch at the sensation of being submerged in cold water. Incense filled the cramped, windowless chamber. Maldoro dangled a censer over Saidar's body. Dreshen and Grobian stood at the edge of the pool, holding kerchiefs over their mouths. Their security detail had been barred entry, their first relief from watchful eyes since arriving on Arcus. The tomb had only one entrance and one exit, unless, of course, you were dead.
Is all this smoke necessary?
The incense helps draw the spirit from the body.
The what?
I don't see anything.
We'll have to take his word for it.
How do you usually observe your dead?
We space them.
This feels overly formal.
My lords, this is what you've asked us to do.
Is he dead?
I think so.
Good.
Hopefully his passing under the eye of your gods will make our alliance more concrete.
Are our gods not also your gods?
We left ours to die with our homeworld.
It's not your gods that we're interested in, anyways.
I found the contents of your letter intriguing, almost as much as its messenger.
I think you might find us aligned on a number of things.
What is it you're trying to accomplish?
We don't feel like we're being treated very fairly. There is much that your king is hiding from us. How can we sign a peace accord with someone who lacks transparency?
We'd like to be fair to all sides.
Every dimension, every side.
And so?
And so, we'd like to present you with a gift.
I'm curious about this gift.
You've already met him.
The Guardian.
I know he's ugly, but it's what's on the inside that counts.
So, it's something that can manipulate someone's mind.
In a manner of description, just designate a task, and he is yours to command. Any task.
What if the host isn't to my liking?
We've given you a very good one. Why falter?
How could you possibly know where the best advantage lies?
Oh, if we indeed have chosen poorly, then just name your preferred host, and the worm will do the rest.
Yes, it will.
How could I trust you?
Let's just say that we're not in a position to do anything overt, but you are.
And whatever edge you would gain from this transaction, how could I be assured you wouldn't bring further harm unto our people?
If we learned anything from this process, it's that there are many benefits to our allegiance. We are sincere.
We just don't like your king or your shipbuilder. By way of Prince Imsep, the Guardian has the potential to give you access to both.
I need better assurance than that.
The only contracts we honor are the ones drawn in flesh and blood.
And we have just given you our tribute.
Ambassador Cider.
Perhaps his biology can be useful to your holy science.
I'm listening.
Finally, a negotiation that gets us somewhere.
Wow, you're right where I left you hours ago.
This list Lapadine gave me is crazy. They need so much. I wasn't expecting this to be so hard.
What do you mean? You've barely started.
What? I've talked to so many people. I thought being the Starbringer princess would make it easy, but that's obviously not the case. Why won't anyone help?
Well, it depends on who you're asking. You forget that city politics are a little split. Not everyone has taken sides yet.
Sides? How can there be sides when these people are supposed to be public servants?
Ah, lesson 1. People don't like change.
Even good change?
Change is still change. But in the end, they'll just follow the prophets. And do you know what makes the most profit? Energy.
Azuria.
Whoever stays in Chartrulean and Lapadine's good graces wins in the end. Use that however you can, but be careful.
Oh, that bit would have been useful before I made an ass of myself to so many people.
Well, failure is an integral part of success.
How do you know so many people?
It's how I spend most of my time. Let me see your list.
Here.
Ah, yes, I see. I'm going to add a few names. Try these people first thing in the morning. When you talk to them, don't ask for help. Instead, invite them to share in an exciting opportunity that's going to make them more rich.
Pytra. That name sounds familiar.
Yes, I hesitate to write that one down. She's a partner at Ventrana Hydroponics, and I am very curious to hear what she has to say.
Ventrana Hydroponics. I should show her the gardens at Astreus.
Invite her to Astreus, and she will no doubt jump at the opportunity. But do me a favor, Don't let her out of your sight. Report everything you hear.
So now you are using me as a spy.
Now think of it as your duty as a public servant.
Got it.
Sophrosyne, I'm going to say something important, and I don't want it to be construed the wrong way.
Okay.
I might be losing my touch. Your father listens to me less and less, and frankly, I'm finding myself powerless with a diminished inner circle. I want Arcas to thrive, and I believe your father can make that happen, but his attitude is making it very hard for me to do my job. I want to give you the tools to help him see what lies between him and the horizon. He might listen to you.
Oh, you think he'll listen to me?
Yes, I do. He's reaching one of his breaking points and will ask for your opinion.
But if I'm going to be your agent, you have to start treating me like an adult.
Would I say these things to a child?
No, you'd say these things to someone you were trying to get something out of.
Clever girl. But I promise you, no tricks.
I know. Your voice goes up more when you're lying.
No, you are not supposed to notice that. How's Chartrulean behaving?
Fine, I guess. I've mostly been with the Admiral and Havelion.
Well, if he gets to be too much, let me know, and he and I will have a chat.
What's your story with him? You've told me a few things, but you seem a lot closer than you let on.
Another time. It's late now.
Oh, you're here. Mind if I have a private word with my daughter?
Have all the words you need. I was just leaving.
What is his problem?
Oh, I was about to ask you the same question.
Beats me. How's your first diplomatic mission going?
Well, this is taking forever, and I'm not getting anywhere. It's a disaster.
You're not one to give up that easily.
Well, I'm not, but the idea of letting Lapadine down is really depressing.
You can always lean on me if you need to.
Oh, come on, I have to do something by myself.
Fine, don't lean on me. But perhaps I need to lean on you a little. Your mother always had this way of making people feel better. Sometimes it took a glance, sometimes a light touch, but the real magic always happened when she and I were...
really want to know about this?
When we held each other. What did you think I was going to say?
Yeah, forget it.
Forgive an old man for trying to speak from the heart. You're a lot like her, in so many ways. Sometimes I think you even possess that same magic.
Is this your way of asking me for a hug?
Maybe.
Aw, come here, you big idiot. I don't think I have any of that magic.
What put that idea into your head? Of course you do.
I'd rather not go into it right now.
The Jhardestra have the greatest power of all. Yeah, perhaps it doesn't look like much to you now, but I think that's just because you can't see it.
And what's that?
It's love, dear. It surrounds you everywhere you go. It's the most precious gift a leader could possibly possess. And I think that's what will make you a great queen.
Even if that was true, I shouldn't depend on it.
That's up to you. You know, sometimes I think that the day your mother died was the day I lost the people. It was never really me they loved, you know, it was her.
See, you always say things like that, trying to pass credit or blame other people for things.
You're right, I know. My resolve is being tested. And I'm failing, I'm afraid.
No, you don't have to be a Superman to change the world. All you really have to do is be one of the good guys.
Am I one of the good guys?
Well, sure you are. You're just spread too thin right now, trying to please everybody.
I appreciate you noticing. And speaking of Supermen, how do you find Chartrulean?
He's a complete enigma. But in a weird way, I feel like I can be myself when I'm there, for better or worse. In my case, probably worse.
I think around some people you're just yourself, because you don't have anything to hide. You understand each other on a different level. One you can't explain with words, anyway.
Oh, we've had lots of words.
There's a comfort that doesn't need time to develop.
Well, I wouldn't call it comfort. Maybe even the opposite.
Will you be all right?
Dad, this is finally a chance to do something that matters. I'm not about to let his bad attitude ruin it for me.
Good. I'm sorry, for pushing you toward a future you don't want. I just needed so badly to give the people something to celebrate that I forgot that your happiness matters to me more than anything. I see now that you're capable of making big choices on your own.
Hey, does that mean I'm off the hook with all this marriage stuff?
Let me put it to you this way. My dream is for you to be happy. And I hope that family can be a part of that happiness. It's the best thing I've ever done. I hope you can experience it the same way I have.
I'm not going to force it.
Oh, I almost forgot. Here.
What's this?
It's your mother's old ledger. It might be a touch outdated, but I thought it might come in handy for your task at hand.
Wow. This is really great. She left so many notes in here.
Yes, she did. I find it's easier to build upon existing relationships than to start from scratch sometimes, don't you?
Thank you.
Oh, and one more thing. Hide this from me, will you?
Ooh. And this is?
It's my flask. Don't worry, I've replaced its contents with tears.
Are things that bad?
No, I'm the problem. I've become impatient and irrational.
Well, those are some of your more unattractive qualities.
Way to kick a man while he's down.
The Jhardeho Temple. There used to be a time when I would stand here, just like this, pouring all my thoughts into a little fragment of glass, just like this one. Then I would let it fall into the sacred pool and watch as it was converted to pure energy before ascending into the heavens above. Oh, it brought me such joy being that much closer to Jha. But now, I fear how he would judge me. I don't want him to see the monster that has corrupted my soul. Have I done so wrong? Have all the sacrifices I've made been in vain? One thing is for certain. I must do everything in my power to prevent the abomination from destroying the future we've worked all our lives to build, no matter the cost. To this end, I send my final prayer, for what comes next will make me unworthy. There you are, Guardian. I've chosen a new vessel for you. One that can infiltrate Astreus. His Jhardeho spirit may put up a fight, but it's a chance we must take. You are to learn everything you can about these felled pariah. And when the time is right, take one and bring it to me. He approaches now. Hide in the gallery until I signal. Abbott, you don't visit this place very often anymore. Stranger still, that you would summon me here at this hour.
What are you insinuating?
Nothing.
Explain to me how Chartrulean was allowed into the archives.
I've made it clear that he is forever banished from temple grounds.
He got past your watchman on his own, disguised as a civilian.
And then what happened?
You know, your hatred for Chartrulean is so severe. Don't you think it's time to find a new way forward?
He's endangered everything and everyone. There may be no path forward before long. The best thing we can do is course correct. I found a way into Astreus.
How?
You.
Me? I've told you that's not possible.
But it is. It's time.
You're threatening me. No.
I've tolerated deception after deception from you because of those who you keep close. I knew you'd prove useful one of these days. I see without a shadow of a doubt where your allegiance truly lies, and it's not with me.
My allegiance is, and always has been, to true Jhardeho. The order is broken.
Wrong. We are a constant.
The fact that you have to use fear to manipulate people proves that you've already lost. You're just grasping at straws for control.
I have this city under my thumb.
How long will it be before Chartrulean takes that away from you too?
I should have acted sooner, while he was still on my side.
It was never within your power to control or stop him, even now. Whether by your design or the Star Maker's. He is the Etruvian.
He will fail, and you will make sure that
I will not comply.
Oh, but you will. You're still alive, Guardian? I guess that's one less mess to clean up. Count your blessings that you cannot speak, because if anyone finds out what happened here tonight, I will destroy everything and everyone you hold dear. Now, go. Your master will be looking for you.
What have you done to me?
This isn't a very pleasant business for any of us.
Something is trying to infiltrate my mind.
It's no use trying to fight it. This is your last chance to redeem yourself. Do this, and if the worm doesn't kill you, maybe I'll let you live.
I'll spare you the trouble of deciding.
What are you doing?
Forgive me, Chartrulean, for abandoning you like this. This is the only way I know how to keep you safe from whatever horror trespasses within me.
Your fight for control is commendable, however futile. You have never borne witness to anything with a will to survive as potent as my own.
Who are you?
You mean, who are we?
I won't make this easy.
Watchman, fish him out of there. This man is hereby excommunicated from the order. Deliver him to Astreus. May he find sanctuary there.
This is pointless.
Do you plan on stopping anytime soon?
Worship, why are you still here?
You've been working late and eating late. it's easier to chase the mess as it happens than to tackle it in the morning.
Am I that bad?
I don't mind. However, your beard seems to enjoy catching crumbs.
Well, that's humiliating. I guess it's about time I do something about it.
Don't shave it completely.
Is this a personal preference? Or one generally held by the opposite sex?
Forget I said anything. You look like you can use some sleep. Would you like me to make you a concoction?
To help me sleep? Yes, please.
But in your bed this time.
Borsha, why do you fuss over me?
It's my job.
But have I ever been unfair to you? And please, be honest.
Why?
Because I'm learning that the things I say can negatively affect people. Maybe I don't want you to answer that.
Unfair? No. Abrasive at times. Look, I'll be back with that concoction. Oh, good evening, Lieutenant. Would you like anything?
I'm fine, but thank you. Nice to see you making an effort with her.
What do you mean, effort?
Just being nice. You've already made one person cry recently.
And what do you think you know about that?
I'm pretty good at spotting your victims. Red-faced and puffy-eyed, always running in the other direction, faces streaked with existential crisis.
Have I made many people cry?
That Loris guy at least once. Think that one's funny, do ya?
A little.
Let's see, some of the other staff, Borsha a lot.
What about the paladins?
If I told you, I'd have to kill you. So, what did you say to make Sophrosyne cry?
I didn't.
Yeah? You sure about that?
Leave, if you're going to push my buttons.
Well, you already know what I think.
It's nothing like what you think.
All right.
She's Jhardestra.
And?
Have you not felt it with her?
Well, it is nice having her around. She is amicable and easy to look at. Of course, my heart already belongs to someone, so maybe I'm missing something. What's it like for you?
It's like a mixture between crippling anxiety and euphoria.
Sounds to me like you're making excuses.
Why do you leave violets for Homina?
Well, they're her favorite.
Even when she can't enjoy them?
I like to think she can. Although, maybe believing that is just my way of getting through this. A way to hope, I guess. Anyway, bottom line is, girls like flowers. Maybe you should try it with some...
Damn it, Havelion. I have work to do.
That reaction only confirms it. You're in it deep.
How many more stresses must I endure?
That's the perimeter alarm.
The guards have someone.
Is that Mago?
Sophrosyne was still glued to the same spot at the table in her family's apartment. Her mother's ledger had become her new obsession. So many questions about how she built trust with people were suddenly answered. Bethema Labs was by far the most extensive portion of the ledger, with several pages spanning years of contact. One note written around 25 years ago, around the time of her birth, caught her eye.
Chartrulean 4012 has taken the path. As a result, a horror of the worst kind has fallen over Bethema.
Chartrulean 4012.
Incubation tanks are going red in droves.
Red tanks?
Maldoro's search for an Etruvian replacement has been sloppy. The results, horrific. Many defects.
Oh, could this be connected to my dream? There's more.
I found people who can help move survivors to Idrica. Yulia herself has extended the seminary as a sanctuary for the children. So special. So lost.
This is confusing. But this mention of tanks...
Dreams are the refraction of our own experiences through a distorted lens. Most are unreliable garbage.
What's the point of trying? If what he says is true, then I'm wasting my time looking for something that isn't there. I don't know why it's so disappointing. It should be relieving.
It would be better for both of us to separate these things in your mind.
It was ridiculous to think that all this points to some kind of answer. Like there's a shortcut.
Jhardestra didn't gift humanity with anything that wasn't already there.
It's love, dear. It surrounds you everywhere you go.
Who's wrong? Oh, it's so confusing. Do I listen to the extraordinary man who I've only just met?
So much arrogance coming from someone who knows nothing.
Or the man who's lifted me up my entire life?
It's the most precious gift a leader could possibly possess.
I'm going about this all wrong.
Follow your heart, and you will find her.
Her letter says to be following my heart.
Hinging on the words of a monster.
Find the chrysalis in the void.
I'm sorry, but you'll have to answer this on your own.
I thought he was being hurtful.
I'm doing you a kindness.
But he's right. I have to try to figure this out on my own.
She will give you the power to change the world.
Now, what do I have to work with?
Can you hand me my journal?
Oh, was it that dream again?
I've been trying to draw out parts of it as they come up.
My dream diary. First there was Chartrulean and the brooch. Then the red tanks and the woman with terrible eyes.
Okay, some of these are a little scary.
Everything from the past few days points to these things.
I don't want to go back there.
Why? Everyone seems so nice.
Not the lady with the scary eyes.
If I can find one or more of them, I'll know there's something to this. Thanks to my mom, now I have an idea of where to start. Athema.
The Madness of Chartrulean was created by H.M. Radcliffe. Original music by Sean Renner, performed by Sean Renner and the Invoke String Quartet. Editing and sound design by H.M. Radcliffe and Edward Calvi, with additional sound design by Will Fox. Narrated by Michael de la Mancha. Starring Aud Andrews, Magnus Carlssen, Christian Collado, Adrian Galley, Kathleen Klein, Amina Karoma, Steve Lefevre, Heath Martin, B. Narr, Adam Neal, Nina Nikolic, Carl Nordman, and Kennedy Phillips. This has been a Pack Howl Media original production. Visit Chartrulean.com to learn more.
If you're a fan of immersive audio fiction, you won't want to miss out on these shows from Pack Howl Media. The Madness of Chartrulean.
Will this world accept my vision of the future? Or is all of this a mistake?
The Nebulous Saga.
You killed my family. They killed mine. And for 10 years, I've been making the Alliance pay.
Tales for Howling at the Full Moon.
It is not my worth that brings me here. It is my calling.
Another day, another chosen one.
To learn more about our shows and find out how to support independent creators, visit packhowlmedia.com